Celtics or Warriors?
I'm gonna go ahead and ride this wave out. I done rode it this far, Skip. I got to ride it out.
So you haven't awakened yet?
No, I've been awoke. I've been woke for a minute now. I'm sorry it took me them getting past the Milwaukee Bucks for me to awaken. But I believe they have the firepower to match them. I love the Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown matchup. I think that favors the Boston Celtics. They can play small if need be. If they decide to play Kevon, I'm almost certain they're going to start Kevon Looney and Draymond, so that allows them to start Robert Williams and Al Horford. But if they choose not to, they can, Grant Williams can play the 5 and play Draymond. Al Horford can play the 5 and play Draymond. They have, and I love Marcus Smart. Skip, if you think about what they just had to overcome, they played Kevin Durant. We know what Kevin Durant represents. He's a 2-time Finals MVP. He's a league MVP. They got past Giannis, a 2-time MVP, a Finals MVP. They got by Jimmy Buckets, as good a player in the playoffs as we've seen in the last quarter century. And they got past all of those guys. It took them 7 in two of the three series, but they got past them. When I look at, and I understand, I know what Steph Curry is. I love Steph Curry games, and for me, I have him in a higher regard than a lot of people. But he's not the guy that's looking to put the ball on the floor and attack you like Jimmy Buckets is. He's not the guy that you're going to have to build a wall for like you did Giannis Antetokounmpo. But you better play him just as close of attention because he's looking to let the ball go from anywhere. They're going to get up more transition threes than anybody that the Celtics have faced in their series. That's what they're looking to do. And they got guys that can let it go. They got Steph, they got Clay, they got Poole that can hit you with a barrage. But I just believe the Celtics, this is a more favorable matchup for them because of the firepower that they also possess. I expect Jayson Tatum to have a monster game. Klay Thompson is coming back, but he's not the same defender. And I'm not so sure, Skip, he's ever going to be the same. You tear your Achilles, you tear your ACL, and you missed 1,000 days, you're not the same player that you were when you left. Marcus Smart, be smart. You're not the first option. You're not the second option. You're not that guy. Play defense, distribute the ball, and be smart. Okay, Jaylen Brown, it's your turn, bro. You're going to have a favorable matchup. Now, Klay Thompson can't guard everybody. They don't have great defenders. You can't make the mistakes that you made. You turn the ball over 24 times, Golden State's going to beat you by 30. It's as simple as that. You turn the ball over, you start getting to that 15, 17 mark turnover, Golden State's going to hang a lot of points on you because they're going to turn those missed shots, they're going to get runouts, and they're going to run out to shoot threes on you. But I like the Boston Celtics. I like Tatum. I like Brown. I love Al Horford. Hey, Derek White was big. Game 6, he was sensational. Came in and hit some big threes yesterday, Skip. He played well. Now, they're probably not going to go deep into their bench. Seemed like they only went, Pritchard might have played like a minute or something yesterday. I'm looking at it, did he play?
He played 0. He barely got in.
Yeah, he played 2 minutes and 30 seconds yesterday.
Right.
They didn't play a whole lot. They went 8 deep. So I like this matchup. I like this matchup for the Celtics more than I like the matchup against the Bucks. Now, I like them against the Heat because I didn't think the Heat had anybody but Jimmy Butler that could really harm us. They got a couple of guys over there at the Warriors, but I don't think they're nearly the tenacious defensive team that Milwaukee and the Miami Heat were. So I like the Celtics. I like it.
Right. In 6 games, you sticking with that?
It's probably, Skip, they're going to what concerns me, there's several things that concern me, is that they lost a couple of games. They lost 2 games in both series at home. That's concerning. And can you go on the road? Can you beat Golden State 3 times on the road? I don't know about all that. So before they lost that game Friday, Skip, I was gonna say 6 games. I'm gonna amend it. I'm gonna go 7. I'm gonna say the Celtics take it in 7. They win a game 7. And
okay, because you've been picking it in 6.
Yes.
Up to this moment, now you've switched to 7.
I've gone to 7.
Okay, I will give you this. I like your in 7 pick more than your in 6 pick. But in the end, the Warriors are going to win a 7th game at home. And I'll tell you why. In the end, in the biggest picture, I was not that impressed with what your Celtics just did, their path to the finals. Because the Nets were a wreck, a psychological internal wreck.
We did that.
Because Kyrie Irving would not get vaccinated, and they never recovered from that because obviously James Harden quit his way right out of town over that. Ben Simmons came to replace James Harden, and I don't know what happened. I guess he had a bad back and needed surgery, and that was the end of that.
Considering how James Harden played for the Sixers, I don't know how much help he would have been for the Nets.
Well, you could argue that. But Kyrie had one good fourth quarter in game one, and then the rest of the way, he was basically a no-show. And
what about the other guy, the tall guy?
The tall guy got triple-teamed from game one on. And I'm going to give your Celtics this. This is the best defensive team in basketball. And it was the second half of the season. Since whatever it was, January 20th or whatever the date was when they fell to 18-21. Finally, Ime got through their heads the fact that you have to hang your hat on the defensive end. It's what he learned from Popovich. It's what those Spurs teams really were. In the end, they were defensive demons. Yeah. All their pride was on the defensive end, and it started with Tim Duncan. Yeah. This team starts on the defensive end with Al Horford because he is...
He's an anchor. He's an anchor.
He is really an anchor, and he just knows. He's Duncan-esque, and he knows how to play. He's not as tall or long as Tim, so he can't be quite as dominating as Tim was.
Strus found out the hard way.
Well, he just ate it because that's what Al does.
That's what he does.
Because he's crafty. He's a shrewd operator. He's highly intellectual on the defensive end, high basketball IQ, and so it all starts and finishes with Al Horford.
Yes.
He's only about 6'9"-ish. But by the way, Kevon Looney is only 6'9", so maybe that's a wash. So the point is that they do play defense at the highest level, and they play smart defense because they'll switch it. They'll go into all kinds of junk defenses on you. And they junked up Kevin Durant's mind because every time he turned around, there was another Celtics up in his grill, and he folded.
Well, Skip, when they have Grant Williams playing alongside Al Horford, now they really can switch 1 through 5 because Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum, all those guys, Al Horford, Grant Williams. You see Grant Williams, Skip, he's guarding Bam 1 minute, next minute he's on Strus, the next minute he's guarding Jimmy Butler, so he can guard 1 through 5. Al Horford, we saw Al Horford in the game. That had more to do with Jimmy Butler. They have Al Horford guarding Jimmy Butler. I don't know what Jimmy Butler's mind was, but clearly it wasn't on that game because we saw what he did in Game 6 compared to what he did in Game 5. So I like the matchup being able to switch everything. Draymond Green is going to be Draymond. He's going to run the offense. He's going to try to get some rebounds. He's going to try to challenge everything at the rim without fouling. But, JT, this your time to shine.
Now we go to a second round against Milwaukee. And what did we see? Well, there's no Chris Middleton. He didn't play one lick in that series.
He didn't.
He is the closer for that team. And Giannis missed him because it's much easier to say, we're just going to take Giannis out of this game.
Right.
We are going to build a wall. We're going to make it really hard on him. We're going to beat him up. We're going to get physical. This is an extremely physical basketball team.
Yes.
It takes your legs out from under you after a while, not literally, but figuratively. And Giannis alone was not enough without Chris Middleton making big shots to break the defensive down.
Basically, Skip, it was him and Holiday. It was Giannis and Holiday.
All right, and you're down on Drew Holiday, and he doesn't have the offensive firepower that Chris Middleton does because Chris Middleton can just rise up on anybody and make 18-foot jump shots.
He's a 3-time All-Star.
Okay, all right, I got it. And then we come to the Miami series, and what did we see? Well, wait a second. Boston won 3 times at Miami.
Yeah,
okay?
Sure
So
we did.
what did I continue to see at Boston? I saw a still couple of young superstars in Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum, who gagged and choked and disappeared in big games, closeout games, big crucial games against both Milwaukee and Miami in Boston. That crowd is so fervid. It is so loud. It is so emotional. It just spills all over the court. The expectations go literally through the roof, and they choked under those expectations. And they choked in Game 6. What happened in the fourth quarter? They just fell apart in Game 6, right?
But Jaylen Brown only scored 2 points, if I'm not mistaken, in the second half. Jayson Tatum attempted 1 shot. But, Skip, you got to give them credit, because think about what they did to Milwaukee. They had to win a Game 6 and a Game 7.
Okay.
They got that done.
Okay, but they're much better, to me, on the road than they are at home, which is why I would suggest that they should play their home finals games in Miami. Why don't they just say, let's go to South Beach? Because they love that gym, man. They like the shooting background. They play much better at Miami than in Boston.
They're a young team, and they depend too much on their home crowd. They thought just because they were coming home after they did what they did to Miami in Game 5, that the crowd's going to be rockers. They're going to get us over the hump. And before you know it, you find yourself down 20.
I think that crowd's a negative because it's almost too good for its own good. Seriously.
So, and that's what happens with young teams. You're putting too much emphasis on your crowd instead of going out there and play. Skip, and they were turning the ball over. It started, I'm like, can y'all just hold on? If you just take care of the ball, that's what Miami was looking to do. What do you think Golden State's looking to do? At every opportunity, they're looking to get out and get transition threes, or, Jordan Poole will put the ball and try to get all the way to the floor. Even Steph lately, Skip, has done a better job of putting the ball, not settling, because he's like, man, my three ain't really falling, so let me put the ball on the floor, know they're going to lead the floor. But they get some time off. Marcus Smart gets the rest of those injuries. I was hoping they close this thing on Thursday because they got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But anyway, they got 3 days off. Robert Williams should get a little healthier. Boy, he needs it. Jayson Tatum, hopefully that stinger heals up, get a little better. Marcus Smart, Skip, they beat up, but they'll be ready to go. JT go, hey, he said, I know everybody keeps saying, but they got a chair for him at that table, at that superstar table.
Really?
He said, yeah, they got a chair for me. Got my name on it. I'm finna go sit in it.
I'll save my thoughts on that for a few more minutes because we're going to go direct hit on whether he deserved.
You a hater. You a hater.
I'm a truth teller, and I got a lot of truth to tell about Jayson Tatum. Right now, I'm going to tell the truth about the Golden State Warriors. They've just been here and done this so much more than your team has.
They have.
And in the end, these things become 3-point shooting contests. And once again, I said last night, Miami at home in a Game 7 shot 6 for 30. 24 missed threes. You're just going
to lose. Well, they missed 38 in Game 5, didn't
it? It was the second most in the history of the league to a 39 missed in the bubble by Oklahoma City, featuring Chris Paul and Shai Gilgeous. And Dort went 0 for 9 in that game. And yet that team in the regular season, that Oklahoma City team, ranked 17th in three-point shooting. This Miami team ranked number 1 in three-point shooting. And that happened twice at home. Again, the Celtics shot it way better in their building than they shot it.
Yeah.
So you got to help me out here. Will Golden State miss 38 threes in a game? They're not going to
miss 38.
Will they miss 24 in a game? I think not.
Probably
they're capable, but I don't think they will.
But we got the propensity. We can get hot, too, now. JT can light that thing up. He can go 8 or 13. You know Jaylen Brown can go nuclear.
Let's see. Jayson Tatum against Miami shot 35%. Is that good? That's LeBron-esque.
Hey, but
wait a second. Jaylen Brown shot 40% from 3 against the Heat.
Well, they asked him to do a lot more than what, because remember, Marcus Smart missed the first game. A lot of times, as you see yesterday, he had the ball in his hand an awful lot. So this is not something that he was accustomed to. But the pressure with Miami, Skip, that's the difference between regular season and playoffs. Because you said it. They were the number 1 shooting team in the three-point. They didn't shoot a whole bunch of them, but the ones they shot, the ones they took, they made. Now the pressure of the playoffs, we see that. There's a finality that's coming to this. It's no on to, okay, we played Orlando, now we're on to Boston, now we're on to Brooklyn, now we're on to the Knicks. No. You stay right here and simmer in this and think about it. JT money.
Okay, well, he may be money, but the money shooter, especially at Golden State, is going to be Steph Curry. And once we get deeper and deeper into this series, the guy who will rise and shine, you know it and I know it, will be Game 6 Clay.
Okay, Game 6 Clay.
Game 7 Clay. So I've got Steph in 1 through 5, and then I got Clay in 6 and 7. And the biggest X factor is a guy who's 6 feet 9 inches tall, and all I kept reading about was the death lineup, and all of a sudden there's no more death lineup because Kevon Looney blew it up.
Yeah.
He just said, no, I'm the death lineup because I'm going to be in the lineup. And what did he do against Dallas? He averaged 11 points and 11 rebounds. And in the closeout game, he had 18 rebounds.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, and that was the thing, because he gives them, Skip, the reason why you need him on the court, because he gives you more opportunities, second chance points at threes, and that killed Dallas. They couldn't get a board. They went to their small lineup, and Kevon Looney just kept offensive rebounding, dishing it back out. Guys were diving, cutting to the basket, either laid it up or they were raining threes on the Mavericks, and it got very frustrating. But that won't happen because Al Horford was a demon. He only had 5 points, but he had 14 of them things. 14 boards.
Kevon Looney is 6'9", plays 7'2". Bam is 6'9", plays like 6'7", maybe.
Al Horford. Big Al.
Big
That's what they
Al.
call him, Big Al.
Well, because he's 6'9", I don't know how big he is, but we will.
He big enough. He had a. You make it seem like Kevon Looney, Jokic, or Joel Embiid. Damn.
Boy, he started to look like.
You know he did that. Start look like. Stop it.
He started to look like Dikembe to me, right? That's who he looked like.
You know what I'm talking about? Kevon Looney.
Okay.
He's in the death lineup. Not Kevon Looney is a part of the death lineup.
No, I mean he made his own lineup. That's the death lineup is with the tall guy in it, right?
So almost death lineup.
Okay, here we go. I got Warriors in 7.
Okay. We'll start as the week progresses. We'll get to what our bets are. I might take Celtics.
front-running.
I might take Celtics for game 1.
Really?
I just might do that. Keep talking. Say something else.
Something else.
Yeah, I got them for a case in game 1.
4 cases?
Yeah, for a case. 1 case in game 1, the Celtics.
What, 1 case or 4?
No, 1 case. Game 1, Celtics over the Warriors because you kept talking. I told you to stop it and you wouldn't stop.
Just 1 case.
1 case for game 1. We're going to bet more on the series.
All right, I got that. 1 case. I'll take the home team. Thank you.
Okay, so you come see, I get you every time. Hey, it's Memorial Day. I'm going to sit back by the pool.
I didn't propose it. You proposed it.
I know, but I was thinking, how can I get Skip? Because he's going to be like upset. He ain't going to want to bet me. Talking about, no, I want to bet the series.
Well, I'm only up 82 cases, so I think
I'm going to get him. I'm going to get it before it's all said and done.
Before it's over, it's
Before
gonna be
2023, we'll be 0-0.
Really?
Yeah, be free and clear. Debt be free and clear.
I might bet you 100 cases on that. Next.
I get it.
Well,
I'm
we
going
are
to get it back.
certainly going to have fun with this series, gentlemen. We will get our first sample size Thursday night. Let's not forget, the Warriors have gone to the final 6 out of 8 seasons now, so we'll see if that playoff pedigree pays off.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.